Hey there, EV jerks. Now, the purpose of this video is to discuss a topic I hear a lot in the EV vehicle circles and on forums, and I'm not trying to stir up any political intrigue or controversy or anything like that. It's just something that I always think about, and it seems kind of odd to me. Now, this guy, let me back up. Let me set this up appropriately. And I'll probably do too much setup for the payoff. The payoff's kind of shit. Anyway, so walking out to my car, and this guy stops me, and he's like, "Hey, how do you like the ID4? Huh?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like it. You know, it's a great car. Cool car. Love it." "Oh, you have to just, ask me about plugging it in and stuff like that. And, oh, you get the 3 years free." And I'm like, yeah, but I really just plug it into my house, so the 3 years free isn't really that big a deal. "Oh, well, yeah, gas prices, oh, look at the weather," a bunch of bullshit. And then he finishes it up with, "All right, well, hey, thanks for talking to me. Hey, at least you're saving the planet." And I've heard that a lot. You buy an EV and somehow that equates to you're saving the planet. And I have to confess, I'm not seeing it and I'm not buying it. I have a hard time with the concept of, and this is just my opinion, that I can purchase a product and that somehow means I'm doing something to save the planet or save the environment. It doesn't make sense to me. I buy a product and Earth gets better. What? So a lot of people will point to things such as you're putting off less emissions. Okay, I can see that. You're not burning fossil fuels. I mean, kind of. I guess it depends on where the power grid is getting its power, but maybe. I mean, most things that we have, you'll have to look at the source. It's too confusing and complicated for a simpleton like myself. I just plug it in and I have mileage in the morning, and that's cool. That's great. I look at owning an electric vehicle as simply for my own convenience. I don't have to go to a gas station. Right now, prices are high on gas. I mean, even when prices weren't that high, I think I was still getting a screaming deal on it. So that was cool. But that's not the reason why I bought it. I bought it mostly the styling of it. I heard that the performance of electric vehicles was much better. If people say the ID4 is like the shittiest of all of them, and if that's true, that's awesome because this thing performs like a champ. I love the way it drives. My wife has come to the dark side. She now loves this thing. She loves the performance. She's trying to steal it from me now. I had to convince her to get an electric vehicle. Pretty much everything good in my life, I've had to convince my wife of. She is the pragmatic one, but some of the cool stuff she's just not on board with. Anyway, she's totally, fully come around, full circle. I guess 180. She's done a 180. Loves it now. She actually said to me the other day, "I am totally into the EV concept. It makes sense to me. I get it." So convenience of not having to go to the gas station, because it's kind of a pain in the ass and honestly kind of scary in my neighborhood. But I think we have to look at, where does the fuel come from? Is it hydroelectric? If so, technically that kind of is like free energy in a way, sort of. Wind energy, now I've heard wind is like super inefficient, a lot of maintenance on the turbines for that. So maybe less so, maybe more of a pain in the ass. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, guys. Just spitballing. Nuclear power, that seems pretty cool. Seems like you get a lot of power for more bang for your buck. Creates a lot of steam. That's pretty hot. If you don't like global warming, it seems like adding steam, probably not a good idea. Pretty much any way you produce energy is by turning a turbine in some way. It's just, how are you turning that turbine? What do you guys think of that concept? You purchase a product and that saves the environment. I look at volcanoes erupting everywhere. There's that one island that let off a bunch of like acidic gas. That seems kind of bad for the environment. It seems like someone purchasing a car would be like, if I really believe that I saved the planet by buying this, it seems like that would be a little offset by a volcano blasting maybe me and all my neighbors or the entire city. So that whole concept, I don't get it. I really don't get the push for electric vehicles other than to get off of fossil fuels. Like, I can understand that. There's a finite amount of fossil fuels, so at some point you're going to have to make the change or come up with some artificial fossil fuel that you can, like, a synthetic fossil fuel. But saving the planet? Am I an outlier here? Does anyone else think that's kind of funky? I would love to hear your thoughts on this because, man, every time, with the exception of Tesla Brian, I'm going to tell you, Tesla Brian is the same as me. He just wants to go fast and not have to get jumped at the gas station. He and I are like-minded. Tesla Brian, if you're watching this, I love you, boo. All right, jerks, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear this. I'm really still looking for sponsorships of this video. So if you want to sponsor me, that'd be fantastic. Looking for some accessories for an ID4. I could pimp your stuff. I get free trinkets and you get like 30 eyeballs on your product. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Bye.
I don't have an outro
Or sponsor.
So how about this?